So first things first, apologies for the quality, especially the start of this video. I just set my phone up and cracked on, and it wasn't until after I finished doing my bench press and my bent over rows is when I noticed that the quality annoyingly wasn't as good. It does get better, so just please hang with me. So we start things off with the bent over row. This is day 2 of my first upper body session. Still in deload week, so everything is very light, very doable, and that's how it should be. Today I did sets of 6 instead of doing just one single. And when I say one single, one set of 1 repetition. And I just kind of want to carry on that same attitude all the way through my deload, to be honest with you. Just kind of see how I feel on a day. If I want to go a little bit heavier, I'll go a little bit heavier. And if I don't, I won't. And if I want to do more repetitions, then I'll do it. If not, then it is what it is. Like, deload is just an opportunity for your body to rest. However, if you are still training or choosing to train on a deload week, then I'll still say train with some intent, in the sense that you still want to almost refine your form. You still want to build that mind to muscle connection, and you almost just want to keep that fire slowly brimming within inside you. Like, it's just not something that you want to completely put out, and then once you get back into training, you're then struggling to relight that fire and go again. Like, you just want to keep it, brimming. Like, it's almost like trying to put a really, when you're boiling water, for example, whether you're doing like pasta or you're cooking something to boil, like, you don't want that water to just keep boiling, because over time, guess what's going to happen? It's just going to evaporate, and then now you've got no water left. So with your deloads, you just want to set that heat down ever so slightly, but still keep the temperature relatively high as you're going along. So it's the same here. Like, you don't want to necessarily put that fire out during your deload weeks. You still want to train with some intention, to still keep that fire slowly just kind of going away, or carrying on, excuse me, within the belly. So then once you get back into training, you can just turn up that heat and then go again. And it's the same here. So for me, everything was done, just one set of 15 reps. I still wanted to work with a weight that was still relatively challenging, where I could feel the muscles work, especially the last few reps. They were feeling a little bit more challenging than the first few, but nothing too crazy where I'm pushing myself as I would do during my normal training weeks. Again, this is just an opportunity for me to just maximize my recovery, but still grease the groove, as they say. Again, like I said, reinforce that mind to muscle connection, really hone my technique again, because how you see me train in my deload weeks is exactly how I'm going to be training when I'm back in prep, or when I'm back in my training weeks and I'm off deload weeks. So we always want to make sure that that standard is always present. Like, once you standardize your form, that's how it should be every single time. Even if you're feeling a bit under the weather, even if you're a bit stressed, you're not feeling as strong that day, your form does not compromise. And that's something that I always advocate, even though sometimes I tell people not to focus too much on their form, especially, let me just add that huge disclaimer. Once you standardize your form and you know how to maintain good form, then it doesn't necessarily become the most important thing when you're looking to progress, because you'll never necessarily train outside of that standard, because you'll know when you're doing something wrong, right? But during your deload weeks, that's also not an excuse to then just be like, all right, cool, I'm just going to half-ass this and do whatever I want and go off and do other variations, because we don't want to remain sore. We want to make sure that, again, after every single session that we do, we are able to recover from very, very quickly, keep that fire going, and then we can set it ablaze afterwards. So there you have it, guys. Day 2 done. Like, share, and subscribe, and see you for day 3.